Changes are coming for the Chicago Bears. After an 0-2 start, it is already time for the Bears to make changes. Ben Johnson said this: "We're going to find out who wants to practice hard and who wants to be a little bit more involved with the offensive game plan going into Sunday." Big words from our new head coach, but what is really going to change? I think there will be new starters on this roster sooner rather than later. I believe it starts at the left tackle position, where Braxton Jones has been one of the worst tackles in the league through 2 games, and he was even replaced for the final drive in Detroit by last year's undrafted free agent Theo Benedict. On top of that, we drafted his replacement in the second round. Ozzie Trapillo is eventually supposed to take that job. I already talked about the left tackle position earlier in this week, but he is the guy most likely to lose his job versus the Cowboys. I expect Theo Benedict to get his first career start, but how things play out from here really depends on the performance on the field. Ozzie Trapillo is still a guy to keep an eye on. And if there was another change coming along the offensive line, it would be at right guard, where Jonah Jackson has struggled. He has not been good. He was one of the worst graded offensive linemen in the league in week 1. And while he played better in week 2 against the Lions, he still was not good and had some penalty issues. But I wanted to quickly mention Darnell Wright, as I've gotten a ton of comments from people saying he needs to be benched. Guys, listen, Darnell has been by far our best blocker this year. He's only allowed 1 pressure, and without his false start issues, we'd be talking about Darnell having a breakout season. He's been our best offensive lineman, and right now he actually looks better than Joe Tooney. Darnell just needs to fix that false start issue. But Ben Johnson has called out the practice habits of some players. On top of the poor performances, specifically, it sounded like he was referring to some skill position guys. What do these guys do when the ball is not in their hands? He said he's not happy with how some of these guys looked on tape. And the question is, who could he be talking about here? Because he wasn't talking about Braxton Jones. I've watched the tape, and it's definitely not Romo Dunze. A lot of people are saying it's DeAndre Swift, but I've seen 2 veterans that caught my eye when watching the tape. It's not that they're loafing, but both players' body language and energy doesn't seem to be where it needs to be at all times. I'm not saying these guys have given up or anything, but I've seen plays where they just look frustrated, and I don't know if they're buying into the no block, no rock mentality that Ben Johnson wants. These 2 players are DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. DJ has to be frustrated, and I get it. When we traded for him, he was pretty much the face of the franchise in Carolina. Coming to Chicago, he was our number 1 receiver and the guy the offense was going to operate through. And he got fed a ton of targets early on. Justin Fields to DJ Moore was the top QB to wide receiver combo in the league in 2023. DJ had nearly 1,200 yards in just 13 games playing with Justin Fields. But then DJ's new quarterback was traded. In comes rookie Caleb Williams. But on top of that, the Bears add a lot more weapons on offense, and DJ's role got diminished. We draft Romo Dunze in the top 10 and sign veteran slot receiver Keenan Allen. So think about how DJ felt last year. He went from being the guy on offense to just being a guy. He lost his role as the number 1 weapon on offense to Keenan Allen, who ended up seeing a ton of targets last year. But Keenan also served the role of old veteran in the locker room, and he was the guy that Caleb looked to for guidance. So DJ is no longer the veteran. He's no longer the number 1 target, and he's no longer the best friend of the quarterback either, as that went to Romo Dunze. And that's where chemistry comes in here. It was Romo Dunze, who's the same age as Caleb, and developed a quick friendship. So DJ wasn't the best friend of the QB no more. He's no longer the number 1 target on the offense, and he wasn't even the vet in the locker room. He was just DJ Moore. And I think we all saw that DJ was frustrated last year. For the first time in his career, you saw it in his body language. But heading into 2025, I thought Ben Johnson's no block, no rock mentality would really help DJ out. But so far, I don't know if that's been the case. DJ is simply too talented to not be on the football field. But I think Ben Johnson is challenging him and we could actually see DJ's targets drop over the next couple of weeks. He's already not the number one target anymore, that's Rome Odunze, but if his targets drop even more, this situation could get really interesting, and that's when I think we could consider trading him. Something to keep an eye on with DJ Moore. But let's talk about Cole Kmet as well. I really liked Kmet at Notre Dame, and I loved when we drafted him to the Bears. But last year was disappointing for me. The number of podcasts that Kmet appeared on last year was higher than the total number of TD passes he caught, and he also looked visibly frustrated at times on the football field. I know both DJ and Cole were good friends with Justin, and I wonder at times if that affected them on the field. Cole is a great player, but so far the chemistry with Caleb just doesn't seem to be there. Cole plays an important part of this offense, but it's possible that going forward, Ben Johnson uses him more as a blocker than a receiver. He has 6 targets in 2 games, compared to just 3 for Colston Loveland. I expect that to flip. Going forward, I think Colston Loveland's target share is going to go up, and Cole Kmet will be used more as a blocker. But when it comes to the trade talks, I do not expect Cole Kmet to get traded. I think Chicago is going to continue running a lot of 12 personnel, and we might even see more of that going forward. But the other guy that everyone is talking about is our running back, DeAndre Swift. And I had to get into this one. A lot of people are saying Swift is the guy that Ben Johnson is going to bench, and I have to disagree with that one a little bit. Has Swift been awesome? No, he really hasn't. In fact, he's dead last in the NFL in some advanced rushing metrics. But that might be because we're the only team in the NFL that has played 2 of the NFL's top 5 run defenses, and no one seems to take that into account. And Ben was talking about what players do when the ball is not in their hands, not what they do with the ball, which has been more Swift's problem. If you watch pass protection and you watch how good DeAndre Swift is at blocking for the quarterback, he's actually looked incredibly solid most of the time, picking up blitzes, helping with chip blocks, and more. When watching the tape, the guys that I see taking plays off and looking terrible are DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and then Braxton Jones and Jonah Jackson on the offensive line. All 4 of those guys have stood out on tape in a bad way. Both DJ and Kmet have seemed like they're checked out at times. And to me, it was Ben Johnson sending a clear message to both of our veteran weapons on offense. If they're going to be on the field taking snaps away from guys like Colston Loveland and Luther Burden, they better make an impact and they better have full effort. Both players are capable of being impact type of starters, but neither has delivered early in the year. This is Ben Johnson's team now, and some of the guys left over from the Eberflus era will be gone eventually. But right now, Ben is looking for guys that want to win and be a part of his offense. Could we see changes on the defense? Yes. But I think most of the big changes going forward over these next couple of weeks are going to happen on the offensive side of the ball. Mainly because our defense has so many injuries, we're already missing enough starters. Offense is where guys have not shown the intensity that I expected. And Ben Johnson will get his guys more involved soon. Guys like Colston Loveland and Luther Burden will get more targets going forward. But who will be the guys losing reps because of that? To me, I believe it's going to come down to DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. But I'm curious how you guys feel about this one and if you've noticed anything from DJ or Cole Kmet as well. And then I want to thank the season-long sponsor of the channel, ProfitX, America's #1 sports prediction market. It's peer-to-peer where users play against each other. Instead of going against the house and the stacked odds of a sports book, you play against other users, and ProfitX offers a peer-to-peer exchange dual currency system where you can play for profit points and profit cash, and it operates across 40 states. Use promo code SWIFT and claim up to 200 in profit cash on all your plays for the first 30 days on the site. Terms and conditions do apply. Sign up today. My pick of the week is Rome Odunze over 4.5 receptions. He's hit that number in back-to-back weeks, and he's ascending as the Bears' breakout player and becoming Caleb's favorite target. The chemistry is easy to see, and I expect Rome to continue his breakout campaign against Dallas. What are your guys' expectations for this game? Bears versus Cowboys on Sunday. Do you expect changes on this offense? Let me know in the comments. As always, I appreciate everyone who watches. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned. And until next time, bear down.